Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium, the game which I just do not know where it's going, but I'm interested to find out. What we're going to do at the start of this time is we've got some watermarks on these files that we found in, well, can I move the map independently of me? I cannot move the map independently of me. That's interesting. Anyway, we've got some files which we can read using this, and we got a halogen watermark that we can read using this, and that's my plan so far, so let's do it. Right, I know it might tell us who we are. Yes, we've done this one. Kim, how do I turn on the headlights? He turns the preheater on, waits, takes out his keys and says, "Alright, ready? I turn, you press start, it's next to the preheater." I'm going to press engine start. The dashboard lights up with orange glow. Rounds per minute gauges jump and the engine of the Cuprous Kinema comes to life with a whiny growl. I'm going to press the button labelled headlights. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle. There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now. Okay. Well, I can do that. Interfacing. As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you. There she is. Revachol West. There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's voice. Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no hundreds of micro perforations. Let's look at the perforations. There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. Tally up the rows. The first row has 18 dots. What about the next one? The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border and then some. I'm going to count them individually. You count 216 perforations. Considering that nice large number, a wave of pride washes over you, though you can't say why precisely. What about the last row? Last row has 3 perforations. 3, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Hey Kim, what do all these holes mean? Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They're your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed that you keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look. Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers often do. It's men. Okay. The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered? Well, I don't know. I walked to the land telling whores and liars of the end to come. Don't know. Try to see. Wait, I've done this 18 years? Let's ignore his question. Wait, 18 years? I've done this? That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth? Do you really think I have any idea? Fair point. Let's move on, shall we? The next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see. Well, more than 200. Well, 216 to be exact. Lieutenant nods with evident respect. It's quite a lot, even for someone who has been on the force nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. So, wait. We're like over 20 a year, right? No, not at all. That math is horrible. We're over 10 a year, but we're cleanly over 10 a year. Yes. So you're saying I used to be a super cop? Call it what you want. You were a valuable member of your precinct. Now let's look at the last row. Right, those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. That's not too many. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Yamrock quarter, it's rather same. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. It's obvious the lieutenant doesn't think very highly of these officers. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Have you ever killed anyone, Kim? Yes, he says, declining to elaborate. How do you handle the strain? Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others. He gives you a meaningful look. I wonder if our 3 were recent, and maybe that's what, pushed us over the edge. I mean, our ex-wife is definitely a consideration, but, that could happen. The other one could be true. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Maybe I should find a hobby. Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves. He points at your yellow gardening gloves. That's really neat that he noticed that. It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab. Oh, nice. Maybe I should pour one out for the boys, the fallen. Lieutenant sighs. If you want to pour one out, if you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you. I'm going to pour one out on the ground, ceremonially. I lost my Commodore Red. A dark pool of cheap wine appears at your feet. It shimmers in the lights of the kinema. Here's to you, honor dead. Very noble of you. Are we done here? Yeah, thanks for this. Lieutenant nods. I'm going to look at the shimmering street grid. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the kinema's headlights. Where are we on this map? Let me see. He takes the ledger for a moment and inspects it. Right here, he says, his finger near the top of the map, on a segment of coast jutting out into the great ocean. Seems nice. No, it does not, Lieutenant says with optimism. Alright, let's go. Right, I'll go turn off the lights. He presses the remote control of the key. You can now see your statistics on the journal page. Oh, right of the task description. Oh, okay. Oh, and this tells us what kind of... Okay. Interesting. So this... I don't know what these are meant to show us. But maybe this is like the path I went. So communist and moralist. Good cop / bad cop, and then I had honor. Wait, if I go back to one that I've done. Wait, oh no, these are my statistics whole time. Oh, okay. For some reason I thought that was for just one thing. Interesting. I wonder if this case is solved will update in time as well. I don't know how many cases we're going to have. Okay, that's interesting. Apparently I'm a communist. That's interesting to learn. Okay, right. So now we've done that. I'm trying to think where we want to go next. You know what I think we want to do? I think we want to tell Kim that we don't know anything. Because it seems like a lot of his dialogue is under the impression we would have told him. I think we trust him.
Yes?
He trusts us now. I think you should know that I can't remember anything. No response, he just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it's it even. I feel I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved. Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? There is a sudden harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs. But I'm completely lacking in the basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me? Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 o'clock. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. What should I concentrate on? Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles. What's wrong with personal affairs? Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy. The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomtage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this. Yeah, sure, I know all about it. I'm afraid this is a medical situation. Actually, you know what? He said he'll talk to us after 9. Fine, let it be. Focus on other people's troubles, not on your own. That's a relief. Alright, forget it. Well, see ya. I mean, we got as far as we need to get there, I guess. We're going to go in, because I believe we're allowed to go to the kitchen now. There are some people we could ask about what we found in the trash compactor with the cloves, but I think we're going to go into the kitchen first. Just to see who's around. Right. Who have we got in here? Oh, we've got a cook. Not surprising. The dishes are drying. They smell of chemicals and pine trees. Can't go in there yet. Let's... Oh, what's this? Aroma of spices, alcohol, and tomato hangs in the air. I'm going to speak to the chef. A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods towards the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Goresi and Quebec. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Gracie Quebec. Please, it's not funny. Hello sir, got time for a few questions? The man puts down his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. You've got some impressive pots there. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of the pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove. Well, I don't think I need anything else. Stay masculine. That's it? Alright then. Oh, what's up there? Oh, I'm taking that money. We have a whole real. Oh yeah. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It is painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. I wonder where this door leads. You do? The lieutenant regards you with patient skepticism. It's a door in the back of a kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? The winch outside in the backyard, remember? No, your fingers do. There was a winch outside on the roof, like that of a small elevator. Well, if there was a winch, I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation. Yes. The door in the main investigation will merge into a stereo investigation. If you say so. He looks at the door, then at you. Garde is the person to ask about this, the cafeteria manager. I'm going to try and push on the door. The door does not budge. Touch it. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel is door flush with its frame on either side. Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe. It leads to a side building adjacent to this one. The old building next to this half ruined. Whatever is behind it must be older. Okay, well, I'm going to see if Garty will let us in there. What's up?
Can I help you?
Here's your trash container key. Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. I found the victim's clothes. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Could someone on your staff have put them there? Sylvie had the keys before I'd got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with a crime scene. Who else has the keys to the trash container? The trash collection service, CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though. Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road. He turns to the man. Thank you anyway. I'm not going to accuse him of doing it in a fugue state. Right, Garty, I saw another thing at the whirling. There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen. Oh yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it, it's just a door. He shrugs. Do you know what's behind it? Do you have... No, I don't have a key, and I don't know how to get there, and I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years, it's just the Freet warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust. He rubs his hands through the counter to check for dirt. He's attempted to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing. I think you know what's back there. Fine, okay, a little. He shrugs. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals, and I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Alright. See ya. I still don't have the money, so we're gonna have to deal with that at some point as well, but hey, you let me through the door? Do you know what's behind that door? He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for no, I don't know what's behind that door. Stay masculine. Right, well, it's time to leave until 4 o'clock, where we can talk to the union people. Let's go and see if anybody knows who put the victim's clothes in. We could go and speak to Kuno again, as much as I hate that as a concept, but, you know, we'll go speak to him again. Right. Over here. Maybe he'll give us a clue. Hey, Kuno.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
I have questions about the crime scene. The dead man's clothes were in the trash container. Point to the container. How did they get there? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. I need to know. It could be a lead in an investigation. Someone may have tampered with the murder scene. Listen, listen, he stops you. Kuno doesn't care about this small-time shit. Just listen. Kuno saw what you did there. Dumpster diving. Sad shit. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno's wearing. He points to his pants. Your size, good price. 500 real. Well, alright, entertain me. What's so great about these pants? Pig, these are FALN modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch, urban survival shit, made by Morova, by scientists. Pants, scientists. Believe it, you need this shit. He unzips his jacket and gives you a quick peek at the plastic wrap pants. They are graphite black and look brand new. These could drastically improve your chances of survival in the urban wilderness. Coach Physical Instrument endorses these pants. They are tartan ready. They will also make you into an idiot. Okay. Wait, I asked you what happened to his clothes. You must have seen them lying around. Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around except for that. Up there. He points to the cadaver. Now, you want that performance gear or not, Grandpa? The lieutenant remained silent, but his expression couldn't say, I told you so any louder. I might be interested in the pants. Let's talk about this later. Alright, Piggo. His face lights up. Shit's rolling. Don't do business with the pig, Kuno. He's gonna steal all your money, Kuno. As you can see. Kuno nods towards the fence. Kuno and Z don't trust you. Can't do business without trust. There's more to distrust than being a pig. He feels threatened by something obscure in you. What that is, however, remains a puzzle for now. There's also a mug in the trash. The fuck? A mug in the crash. Is this about the fucking clothes again? Well, yes. Does this quaint, better not be taken out of its historical context mug have anything to do with it? Yeah, Kuno sees where this going. Kuno's got that fast brain, he whispers excitedly. You saying pics are after the mug fucker, 'cause he's the clothes fucker. Can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno. That's exactly what I'm saying, Kuno. Someone has tampered with the crime scene, cleaned some of it up. Shit, that's tense. He thinks for a moment. Someone's going to the beat down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to a radiator? He nods in approval. Kuno don't know who put the shit in there, but if he did, he wouldn't squeal. But if you find out, maybe you can. Tell Kuno who it was. He's curious. Let's put two and two together. Here. Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on snitching. She lets out a hiss, even meaner than before. Get away from my Kuno. Yeah. Kuno jumps back. Get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face. I think we'd have more luck with Kuno if C wasn't around. Alright, well, I could try my empathy, but it's an 8% chance and it's red. I think. Actually, is that red or is that's white? I don't want to fail it, so. You know, there's no chance. It's 8%. I don't think there's a chance that we can do that. Now, I'd really like to get that body down. Wait, yeah, so we're going to head... Wait, can I head... I think where to go. Let's head this way and have a look around. Let's case the crime scene area a bit. What have we got here? Electronic doorbell. An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta commerce area. Okay. I think we're just going to leave that for just now. Yeah, I don't think that's useful right now. So I think we're going to leave it. I think that's too much information. We can head in here, though. It's locked. Okay. Let's explore. Ooh, what's this? A mailbox? Mail collection box. This post l'adventure mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. Closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. Good mail delivery box. Pat it. The box seems happy. Eat shit, pig. Fucked by the Hun. And Saint G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore and Bassisette mailbox also. Been there before, postal adventure mail collection box. Been there. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow. Alright. Well, just had a meaningful conversation with a mail collection box. What's over here? Book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on its cover. The cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames. This book is about pate. This book, you don't really understand what it is about, nor does it seem important. A book about Bordiero culture. It promotes freedom and roaming upstream. A book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Okay, child, I'm going to speak to you. Do you know Kuno? And how do I get through to him?
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. Hi.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
She stomps her feet to feel warmer. What kind of store is this anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Peh, books, postcards, easy. Even a kid would know all of this. Okay. Little girl, I know what a book is. Books are like very long letters with stories inside them.
Yes, that's exactly it.
I also know what a postcard is. It's a small cardboard picture that you can send to a friend or loved one.
You got it, sir. What about board games?
Who cares about board games? No one.
Okay, sir. This was all very enlightening. Can I help you with anything else?
Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What is your name? My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside, minding the register, or organising the stock. The girl gazes out the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide as if recalling something. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. And you're standing out here in the cold because? I'm signaling the store is open. She nods eagerly. Otherwise, people might not know, and they miss out on crime, romance, and the biographies of famous people. Such a good trooper you are, already learning the value of hard work. Pat, pat. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. She smiles and stands upright, like a little soldier. Shouldn't you be at school or something? I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep the place running. What is school anyway? School? She rubs her red, chilled nose. Well, mine is a big yellow building on Boogie Street, and the people there run it. They say it's a charity. Isn't going to school more important than this? Mum says it's necessary to do both, because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed. There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette. How's the business going? Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first, but let's talk about this house being... She looks over her shoulder. Cursed? Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking and twisting for a second, and then some sort of doubt in her tense shoulders. Cursed in what way? Cursed in a way that makes them say no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go. She's looking for the right word. I'm going to say nothing. Well, they all run out of money, and then they have to stop doing business. This sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this. I'm going to narrow my eyes and look through the creaking boards of the window. We can go to the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here. The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. Yes, she chirps. Please, do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir. What do you know about the other failed businesses? Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak it around in the back rooms or the cellar. She looks a bit disappointed. I don't really know what's there. How does this curse manifest itself? It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather. But Kim, the plasmic manifestations. No such thing. Lieutenant stands at your side, stern and serious. The girl looks back and forth between you two. Anything else you want to talk about, sir? Well, enough about the curse for now. Annette looks at your shaved, prickly chin. It distinctly contrasts with the oily mutton chops that surround it. Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. What's this crime business? Crime fiction. It's about murderers or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or private detective who's trying to solve a case and catch the criminals. I love these ones. They're so good. Wait, not crime fiction. I need to know what crime is. She doesn't know what to say. It's that bad. I'm going to point at my head. Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began. Why would anyone want to read about crime? It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle where you can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. I'm a policeman myself, by the way. You don't look much like a policeman. She examines you as if to find something policeman-like. Well, what does a cop look like then? Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just you don't look like Dick Mullen. She points to the book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. Well, it's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your, and I'm pointing to my head. Head, yes. Not head, child. Heads. That's weird as a thought. Flexibility. There are millions of different people out there and you have to get into their heads. Sometimes you've got to be the killer to catch the killer. Isn't that very dangerous? She examines a picture of Dick Mullen. Policemen live and breathe danger, little girl. Mullen obviously lacks the chameleonic skill. Unlike you, sir, she smiles mischievously. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work. Sir, the cover image of Dick Mullen seems to stare at you with harsh disapproval, like in the books. I can deduce something now. Alright, let's wait a second. What is romance? It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between a good man and a bad man. She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation. Or there could be a story about a poor lady who's getting a rich man. It's about a man and a lady business, sir. What about a poor man getting a rich lady? It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. I see. Those are unhappy books. For most of the pages, people sad about what they've lost, but then all turns out just fine in the end. What about when both of the men are bad? These are not very common. You can't have a choice between a bad and a bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that. Well, if it's really well written. Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady decides not to pick either because she doesn't need bad men. Yes, that would be interesting. What about when everyone is poor? That's not really a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. Yeah, poor people are boring. I guess yes. People in books are always very interesting, especially the romance people. What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all? I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. Yeah, you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup? I don't think there's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. She pauses, trying to figure out the appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only it's really long and drawn out, scarred for life, phantom limb. No, I don't know. She looks at you with puzzlement. Doesn't ring a bell? Alright, I'll ask your mum. Yes, she nods relieved. She knows books, definitely. What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain? That's enough romance for me. I had other questions. Who are these famous people? Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists or writers or musicians. Those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. She scratches her cold reddened cheek, then continues. I think that's why people read them, to find secrets of their fame. Seems like most people who read those books fail to get famous from reading them. Reading those doesn't make the readers more famous, does it? But it does make the famous people more famous, she smiles gleefully. Yeah. Famous for vain people. I have better things to do. Okay, sir. She stamps her feet, waiting for what comes next. Alright. I'm gonna deduce something now. Yes. Anxious body language, afraid of the curse. The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that? Hey, why do you keep your hands folded? What do you mean, sir? She looks wary. You can show them to me. She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. Lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. You heard me, hands up. She brings out her reddened hands. Her nails are frayed, clearly chewed down to the flesh. You bite your nails. And you do this for me keeping my hands folded? He shoots you a suspicious glance. Well, there were a few other hints. Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that. Her eyes flash with defiance. She's not impressed. What more? I bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I got a few reasons in mind. She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic. Well, You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you. Dismay flickers in her eyes. Maybe so, sir, she sighs. Okay, I know it's a bad habit and I shouldn't. Either way, another ace deduction by #1 detective in town. It was okay, sir. She's still got a rebellious streak. There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same. Okay. Why don't you do something about me? You're quite sober, she snaps back quickly. Lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He's intently not flinching. It takes effort. Okay. How do you know I'm usually not? Because you usually aren't. I'm also sad my head hurts. I'm sorry, sir. She looks you in the eye, sympathy gleaming in her face. I hope things get better soon. There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you, the whole situation suddenly feeling familiar somehow. There's something you're missing. It's a white. I'm going to try it. What are you missing here? Why does this always feel familiar? Ooh, failed check. You must have you have absolutely no idea. Familiar how? You must have forgotten something you heard again. Okay. Well, okay, bye. See you around, Annette. So did we learn anything there? Not really. All we know is we've got an end of day debrief with Kim. Got about an hour till we got to go to the other place. Let's go speak to her mother. Sure. We're going to the bookshop. Yeah, we'll try that. Okay, so that's her mother, obviously. Let's have a look around first. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner. The book collects the national recipes of Arda. They're all about lake trout. What happens if I look at one of the bookshelves? Mountain of board games. A small mountain of colourful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of the shelf space seems to be taken up by Whirl-related merchandise. I don't think we need to look through everything just yet. We've got a limited amount of time. Let's speak to her.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
The clerk extends a greeting.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
I have to. Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportune moment to ask later.
Sir, don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavour. One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
Certainly, there are good things to be said about dependence. I'm a powerful feudal lord. I wish. You're damn right. What kind of a business relationship would that kickstart? Well, no, that's not really what I'm looking for. I was wondering whether I could get her to tell me a business idea. Let's go for the top one. It would forge ties between us working people. Good practice for fighting our common enemy.
Now, hey there! Sounds like someone isn't taking responsibility for the energy they bring into this space. Fighting? Enemy? My philosophy is everyone just getting along.
So you're the owner of this store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
And your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right? Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Yes, of course. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Yes. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? I'm not going to grade a human being. I don't do that. Come now, it's not personal. It's about proper sales practices and market research. I expect an answer. 10. She's certainly very polite and helpful. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. She's immensely satisfied with the answer. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. Okay. Well, I guess she's a trooper, alright. She looks like she can take it, but it's actually wearing her down. You know she's been biting her nails. God, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. Her voice is firm. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life. I don't think she can do anything about it. She can if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks. Come on, madam. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You're placing an unnecessary burden on a small child. Well, what you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything. She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. She's looking for one, but there simply aren't any good arguments for being an asshole. All of a sudden, she exhales sharply, her shoulders slump down. Oh no, she mutters. Hold on, I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. She returns with a nod. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All the stress. She stops, but her mouth keeps moving. This husband is Annette's father. Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only we're more involved in the business we're running up here, she says gloomily. No matter, we'll soon both be off to Grand Couronne. Wait, Grand Couronne? What's that? It's a proper place to live, one of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Yamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. Her smile is wide. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure. And your husband's also involved with the bookstore. He's made the initial investment, but since then he's what you might call a silent partner. Super silent, almost inaudibly so. Is she an only child? Yes, I'm afraid. A real treat she is. Be nice if she had... She pauses for a second. No, we couldn't have afforded any more children really, not in this economy. A glimmer of sadness links through the well-crafted exterior. Why? Why not? We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I, quite busy. Her voice wavers a bit. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. She catches herself at an impoliteness. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sure you do understand. She told me she doesn't go to school anymore. Plaisance nods. She's been too busy helping me here, so she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I have all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off. And hell freezes over? Never mind. That's not a good topic to get into. Alright, I had something else in mind. The woman looks aloof. Her feature is much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette. What if I want to buy a book? Then why are you talking to me? Everything on the shelves is on the shelves to browse. Don't feel compelled to buy any. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? She fiddles with her pendant, then waves her bony fingers directly at you. See those shelves there? Go, be drawn. What type of books do you have? Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. She nudges her glasses. The shelves compel you, don't they? Alright, I'll take a look then. She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved. Farewell for now, book peddler. I wonder if I can ask about the curse.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
I can't ask about the curse anymore. Interesting. Okay. Have I locked myself out of that? No, I haven't. I also can't see a curse quest. Okay, interesting. Hello.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter. What are you doing now? Math. She looks at her notebook with trepidation. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Suddenly she smiles and perks up, remembering something. Oh, I found something while you were away. What is it? I thought this would fit you. She gives you a hat, almost exactly like the one Dick Mullen wears on the covers. Like a thanks for helping me out. Not me. At the city, I mean. Like the detective does. It's a fedora? Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. She grins with joy. You look way more serious with that. Suddenly, she looks back at the infernal scribblings under her nose. Right. I have to get back to my homework now before Mum notices. Man, this is hard. Alright, 42%. Let's try it. Oh, you have absolutely no idea. Familiar how? You must have forgotten something you heard again. Alright, see you around, Annette. Okay. I now have a new hat. It gives me Encyclopedia +1. Oh, it's on. We now have Encyclopedia at a max. Yeah, actually, a 7 is what we can get Encyclopedia to. That is absolutely just bonkers that we can get Encyclopedia to 7 now. I don't even want to know what kind of info you get at 7. That is fantastic. Alright, can I hit... Is there anything else in here I can look at, or are they just... Okay, there's some things I can click on. A quaint picture book brochure. Very colourful. It's a tome of fascist magic. Rather candid. Okay. Another boring book, just discarded here. What's this one? Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulind, a map of Revachol, and the map of Martinez. Let me look at Martinez. Not really a map, it's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it. Drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right hand corner says 48. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see jagged boxes of an industrial harbour, even the whirling in rags there. Storekeep, can I buy these maps? I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore, and besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. Why is the one of Martinez so cheap? That old thing, it's out of date. Map of terrace location that never was, nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps. The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it? What happened then? They didn't get far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business. I'm not going to steal it, I'm going to buy it. Always good to be informed of your surroundings. We now have a map. Do I actually have a map? Can I read it? The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides in the upper right corner. I'm going to trace a path through the grid. Your fingers move through the various streets across the Rue de Saint-Ghislaine and the Rue de Saint-Gaspard, over the Saint-Brun and the Martinez North. Finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself. For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal, then the map tab. I have a map now. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, we now have a rough idea of where things are. Oh, it's not too helpful. So I'm trying to figure out where we start. We started here, maybe? Wait. Where did we start? Oh, there we go. This is the whirling in rags. So yeah, that's right there. Wait, that's got the car tracks on it. Oh, okay. So obviously it's actually giving us a slightly newer one, but okay. But now these will show me where I can go. Like if I want to see where the pile of Eternite is here, I can click on it and say it's over here. Oh, okay. There's Annette. Right. That's nice. Cool. Right. Well, gonna head down the stairs again. Wait, there was something up here. Everyone knows the most interesting thing about fascists was their magic. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.